Yeah, we ain't give up yet. We moved over to a spillway dam that dumps into the Mississippi here. Rustic's right down there. Well, you can see him down there somewhere. I start catching fish here is maybe where I fish tournament Saturday night. We'll see. Yeah, that main channel's over there, David. See where the fish are jumping? That's what the main channel is. Here, needs ain't even. Fish are jumping. We're running on 42% battery right now. New spot, new hope. Seems like no matter what I do, I wind up with my head in the sunshine. We're on a. I don't want that sun behind you, but down that way, that's the Mississippi River. Just dumps into it. We're fishing a little channel here. We had to get off the main river right now. It's hey down East Tackle. We had to get off that main river. Man, it's just too messed up right now. It's all wonky. There's trash floating down it and everything else. So we're fishing one of the side channels that feed the river and see if we can do any better. Lance Makuga, mahalo, my brother. Man, we probably should have fished that point over there. You know what? Look at all them fish jumping over there. As this starts going well, I'll go get my battery pack and hook the phone up because I'm at 41%. If it doesn't go well, we'll just let it in. Man, fish are jumping. What bait are you throwing, David? Okay, chicken worms. And I got on skipjack and shad. So we'll find out what they're hitting on. And then just go 100% that. He's using chicken and night crawlers. I'm running the all fish buffet with shad and skipjack. The all fish buffet, baby. And I don't have any of my drags loosened up on these rods because generally the fish in here run about 6 to 10 pounds. Although I have caught the biggest blue cat I've ever caught out of this ditch was 35 pounds, and that's a monster for this spot. And I really don't think those big ones are going to be up in here. I think it's going to be the smaller channel cats and smaller blues. At this point, we're just trying to catch fish. Any fish. I'll take some dinks. I don't care. Dink me up. Take me on down to Dinkerson Town. I'm fine with it. We'll see what happens. But I can tell you right now, this year the winter fishing is just not what it's cracked up to be. Hey, Joy, what's going on? I'm trying to be back for a little bit. You know me, I don't like to give up. I ain't no quitter. You got a bite? Are you on? Dadgummit, David. Cotton picking Rusty. He missed it. He had a takedown and missed it. Well, at least we know we're in the right spot now. What did he hit on? Worm? Night crawlers. They're hitting night crawlers. That's going to be them little channel cat probably. Well, keep slinging them, man. We got to get a fish. Either one of us catches something, it counts as us not getting a skunk. So I don't care if you hook a 3-inch fish. Get something. Get you some. I'm still throwing bigger bait, so. I'm throwing the bigger baits. Still getting a lot of trash. Is there a lot of leaves and trash in there? Well, that ain't worth a crap. There ain't enough current there for it to be that much trash moving. Hey, Scotty. Good. We've got Ronnie Moore with us over there today. Ronnie Moore is here. Ronnie says hi. Hang on, see big see you. Right there. Hey, Ronnie. He's right over there. There's Ronnie. Yeah, he's in camouflage coat. You probably can't see him. Yep, I know a lot of people get to talk to Ronnie on here. Ronnie showed up over here today, hanging out with us while we fish. I'm showing him a few spots that he can go when it warms up. Trying to get him familiar with a few fishing spots. Because I ain't greedy. I show everybody where I fish at. Man, this rod here is getting swept downstream bad, and there's not even that much current there. Hey, Abbott. What's going on, Abbott? We ain't doing worth a diddly crap right now. Where we need to be is on that other bank. But I don't have a key to the gate to get in there today. Them fellas has got a private club that they got a gate up there. You gotta have a key to get into it. Oh, if there were carp jumping out there. Almost, hey, you know that ditch over there is deeper than this one? If it wasn't dadgum muddy, we'd have drove down there. I mean, my truck will make it through that mud, but they got signs of it that says no vehicles at this point when the field is muddy. So even though you can make it down there, you're not supposed to go down there. David just missed a fish on worms. He was biting a good takedown. He grabbed the rod, jerked on it. He jerked on a circle hook. You figure it out. I think you know what happened. He set the hook real hard on a circle hook. That Mississippi River right now looks like somebody dumped all the. It looked like they raided a lumber mill and dumped it in the river. They have logs and trees and brush floating down it right now. You can't fish it, and the water is coming up crazy. And it's only going to get worse because we're downstream of the Ohio River, and the Ohio River is way up right now. And so when it starts dumping into the Mississippi, it's going to get bad. It's going to get real bad. We're probably going to get back to like it was one year when the towns was getting flooded out and stuff. Quite possibly. High probability. I took my coat off and I think I might put hay off the rest. We're trying a new spot. Desperate times. We got off the Mississippi River and got up into a little tributary that's feeding it and giving that a shot. David done missed one fish. Outdoors with Big Matt. Hey, Big Matt. See how my battery's holding up, 37%. I may go get that power pack here in a minute. I'm probably going to have to. Tell you what, I'll get Ronnie over here to watch these rods for me while I go get that power pack. Hey, Ronnie, will you come watch these rods for me while I go get a power pack? You can sit here and talk to everybody. I don't care. All right, Ronnie's going to monitor these rods while I get the power pack. If anything gets on there, you know what to do. Just go have fun with it. Now just grab them up, start them in. Get it.
I'd seen no Danny in probably 15 years. So figured I'd come over here and check him out. I can't hear nobody. All right. Can't hear nobody on the thing. Fishing frustrations in the UK. What's up? We're live with Danny Stone. Fence and foul. He's confused. Well, Danny went to the truck to get a power pack. So I'm watching his pose and chatting. Down east tackle. Yeah. Thank you there for fishing frustrations. I'd never made it if it hadn't been for you relaying them messages to Danny. I didn't have a clue where he was at. I had to take wagon roads to get back to where he was at. Like back off in the sticks.
Man, I think got real big again by the time I got back.
No,
That's where my luck usually goes.
just the current moving it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Danny Stone.
Yeah, usually when I leave somebody watching my poles, they got fish on by the time I get back. Let's get some power pack juice going here. Yeah, that line in there is dragging downstream. It must be caught up in some trash. It's got to be. Because it's definitely floating downstream. Power. There we go. Yeah, I ain't liking that. That thing's drugging. That's got to have something on it, trash-wise. Probably a wad of weeds or something, or grass. It's heavy. It's a bunch of trash on it, I guess. Yeah, look at that wad of crap on there. My God, it looks like a leaf pile in somebody's front yard. I know it's gonna catch that stick. I got out of it though. Good Lord, man. Look at that.
Yep.
There's a lot of trash floating down, even in side ditches on the river. Just look at that. That's what's getting wrapped up on your lines. All right, we're gonna get rid of this piece of skipjack. You heading out?
Yeah.
Well, man, we're glad you come by.
I'm glad you showed me how to get here, man.
Yeah. Well, you know where to find me next time you want to go fishing. I'm over here. Just come over. Just come right over.
If I was dead, I'd take your number.
I'll get it to you.
Holler at me.
I'll get it to you sometime tonight.
Yeah, holler at me.
Yeah, I'll get my number to you. I'll send it to you on Messenger or whatever or something.
Okay, let me say bye to the chat.
Huh?
I'm gonna say bye to the chat.
Say bye to everybody.
See you later, everybody. See you later, everybody. I'm headed to the house. All right, we'll see y'all, man.
All right, brother.
Look, David. Sorry, man.
Nice speaking, you, Ronnie.
All right. Nice meeting you, man. I'll see you again, man.
Yeah, you too.
All right, man. I'll go anytime you want to go.
Well, when it gets warmed up, when they start biting real hard, you definitely got an open invitation, brother.
All right, we'll see y'all.
Take it easy, Ronnie. Careful going home, buddy.
Man, there's still even in this little bee ditch, there's a whole lot of trash floating down. You know what? I wish we could get over on that other side. Hey, look at the fish jumping right out in front of you. That's insane. I thought I seen that line move. I'm watching it. I'm gonna get way over there. Right there. Now that's in the channel. Man, that ain't very deep. You know what? I can't believe how. Where's that drop off at? It's got to be right in there somewhere. I'm not hitting it. That should be the main channel right there where I just threw that. Huh? Oh, you in the basement? All right, let me get him up here. There's two people in there. Oh, we got Avid and we got David. There we go, fellas. Hey, I'm just sorry I didn't see y'all down there. Are you there now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Fantastic. Man, this fishing's been tough. This is insane. The Mississippi River is in such bad shape right now. It's unfishable. There's too much trash floating down it. We tried and we were getting several bites, but every time you turn around, here come a pile of trees and logs, and they'd hook up in your lines and drag your rods in the water.
Well, that's in Mississippi for you.
Yeah. It's either really good or it's really, really bad.
How's the water level?
It's coming up quick. I think it's come up 4 feet since yesterday. But
What weights
we're
are you
downstream.
using?
We're downstream of the Ohio, and J
Right.
Dog told me that the Ohio is up 11 feet, which is not good for us because that water is coming this way.
Right. But what weights are you using on your rods?
Well, when we're on the main river, I was throwing an 8 ounce, and they're holding fine, but it's just that all the trash floating down hits your line
Right.
and starts dragging your rod in.
The reason why I was asking was for casting distance.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you're trying to hit that drop off, and if 8 ounces ain't doing it, you might want to go up to a 10.
Well, I'm using the shorter rods. I'm not using my Akuma
Okay.
on this ditch. If I had my Akuma, I could hit the other bank if I wanted to.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The longer, heavier action rods,
Yeah.
will give you the distance you
Hey,
want.
Abbott.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Rusty.
those rods really for this section of the water right here, they're overkill for this.
Well, to me, with the Mississippi, a heavy action is never overkill.
We're actually on a creek that feeds the Mississippi right now.
Okay. Well, the creek is
Yeah,
going
it's
to be the same, but if you're trying to
Yeah.
hit the drop offs and ledges, the heavy actions are where to go.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see down there, but way down there, hold on. Man, I can never get this right down there.
Right. I
This
see
is
it.
where that dumps into the Mississippi right there. But right
It
now
almost-
we're just on a little backwater creek.
That almost
You know?
looks like the Kaskaskia River up here.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just a little backwater creek that dumps into the Mississippi because the trash is just too heavy on the Mississippi right now.
Yeah.
So
Hey, the
I'd rather
creeks
be
are
on the
worse.
main river, but unfortunately that's not an option right now.
The creeks are really worse this time of year with trash.
Well, there's not so much the logs and stuff; it's a bunch of leaves in the bottom, the floating along, and they pile up on your bait and on your sinker,
Right.
and you pull it up and you got a big cabbage patch hanging off your hook.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm
So-
talking about on the small creeks. They're really bad on that.
Yeah. Well, David did have a fish on a while ago, and he grabbed the rod up and set the hook on a circle hook. So you know what happened there.
No, I never did get it. I thought I reeled it
He had a good
in. I
takedown
thought I had
anyway.
it, but what? Can you hear me, Danny?
Yeah, you're just like 2 seconds behind. But I can hear you fine. I can hear me talking to you on your phone. He's that close, and I can hear me on his phone.
How
He's
far, how far away is he?
maybe 60
60
feet.
feet
Boy, you guys got
or
knuckles
better.
between you.
Yeah.
So what contest tournament you guys having?
Jeremy's tournament cats. He's doing one Saturday, and I just jumped in there last minute.
I won't be able to do one Saturday yet. Not until I get someone to come on. Until I get someone hired for weekends.
David, what are you doing down there?
His
Looks like
phone
he's rolling down a hill.
his phone don't like him.
It looked like he was
That's
rolling down a hill.
correct.
His phone took off for the water. Hey, we got Greenwell Fishing in the house.
Yeah, he's been popping in and checking on us every now and then.
We got Friends and Pals, got Swift, Joy Stewart.
Okay. Greenwell's got a premiere in 15 minutes.
Well, I forgot my tripod, so I had to take that.
I'm just trying to figure out which one of you two are going to freeze first.
I know it. Oh, I'll build a fire before I die.
That's what I'm thinking. It might be rustic.
I'll set these whole woods on fire before I freeze to death.
Well, you got all them, all that dead brush, dormant brush behind you. You can just chop it.
Yeah,
quick and
it's everywhere.
go to fire.
Yeah, if you struck a match here, the whole place would go up like a tinder box.
No, there's no sand where you're at.
No.
That'd be the bad part.
No, it'll burn all the way into town.
Oh, city would not like you.
No. Well, it'd stop at the levee, I'm sure. I got a feeling this is going to be one of those years when we get those bad floods, though. And it makes for really bad fishing over here. I got two lines there that are crossed now because they washed down into each other. There's not much current here. It's just there's a whole bunch of leaves and grass floating along the bottom, and it gets all wrapped up in your line and drags them downstream. I mean, the current's not too bad. It's just right now there's trash everywhere. You can't find a spot that's not got trash in the water. Ugh.
Joy says, "Don't set the whole place on fire, Danny." He sets the whole place on fire. No one will be able to fish that creek anymore.
Yeah, I'll show you what we're reeling in right here. You're out there just for a few minutes,
Yeah, you get all those leaves on the line.
and then you pull all that up.
Yep.
I mean, there's just tons of it out there.
Do you have a catfish bobber you can suspend your bait?
Not with me.
You might want to try suspending your bait above those leaves.
Yeah, we've only got a little bit of time left here before we call it quits, so we didn't really come prepared for this. That was our fault.
Hello, Ashley Brady. How are you doing?
Oh, wait. I just got a hit. Hold on. Here he goes. Take it. Take it.
Don't do like other people do. Try to set a circle hook.
Oh, no, no, no. Oh, I'm getting a good hit. He just quit on me, though. Man, he
He'll be
banged
back.
it a bunch of times.
He'll be back.
That's on skipjack. He just didn't get hooked up, but he bent the rod. He bent it like 4 or 5 times in a row. But he didn't hold on to it.
Could be a flathead.
Maybe. I doubt it as cold as this water is, but it could be.
You remember this time of year when the weather drops, flatheads go into survival mode. They will eat when they're hungry.
Huh. I've never had much luck in the cold weather for flatheads, but man, that was a good hit. I was excited. I thought, here we go. We got a fish. And I was just waiting on him to take it down and hold it. He was just pulling real hard like that. And then he just quit.
Holloway wants to know if you caught anything today, Danny.
Huh?
Jeremy Holloway wants to know if you caught anything today.
Not yet. I just had the best bite of the day just then and still wasn't able to get nothing out of it.
Ashley, I'll be right over for the chicken and dumplings.
Well, that one went in the channel.
Ashley says, stopping in to hit the thumbs up. Off to make chicken and dumplings. I'll be listening.
Yeah, I just had the best bite of the day, David. And he didn't hook up. And David said he just got a bite on chicken. Hey, the day before New Year's, I fished all afternoon and didn't catch a fish till right before dark.
Yep.
I mean, it was right at dark when that fish hit.
You know that's how it's going to happen.
Oh, here he comes. He's coming back. He's coming back. Come on, man. Take it down and hold it. Hey, did you see that rod? He slammed it.
I can't even see the tip, but I can see the base of the rod.
Yeah. Yeah, he slammed that rod right there. But that means I was fixing to reel it up and see if he got my bait. But since he hit it right then, I know I still got bait on there. But he needs to grab it and take it. That was a good bite. He's hitting it hard, whatever it is. But he's just not committing to it. I'm going to sit here by this rod and wait and see if he comes back. Because he keeps coming back to it. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. I don't know if y'all get that where y'all can see that or not. I'll try to. On that rod right there. This one.
Yeah, I see the.
I'm trying to get the
middle of it.
I'm trying to get where you can see the tip of it.
Oh, there you go. Almost.
Right there. That's the one he keeps hitting. And he's slamming it hard too. Oh, there he went. There you go. Look, see it?
Yeah.
You see it? There he goes. There he goes. But he won't lock in on it. But he keeps coming back to it. So we are getting hit. But I want to see him take it down. Now that one has a 6/0 hook on it, I think. So I downsized it.
If you're on a 6/0 hook, I wouldn't change it any lower.
Yeah. Well, I was running the 8s on all the other rods, but when it came over here, I broke out 3 smaller rods. And one of them's got an 8/0 hook on it. The other 2 have 6s on them.
Well, 6s would be perfect for right now, this time of year.
Yeah, if I can just get him to get that hook in his mouth.
Well,
He's pulling on it. He's not gonna...
He'll get it in his mouth. They just got to give him his time because it could be a big blue that's just biting like a channel cat.
Yeah.
Because of the water temperature being cold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you saw him hit, right?
I've been watching it hit.
Yeah.
Little epic.
I wonder if I
He's-
need to downsize I got a pretty big chunk of bait on there. Do you think I need to downsize that a little bit?
How big a piece of bait is it?
Probably about as big as a silver dollar.
No, I'd leave it
Okay.
because that's what's keeping them coming back. Hello, Epic. Hello, off the res.
He's back. He's back. He's back. Look,
I see
he's
him.
back.
I
See him?
see him.
That's a good hit.
That was a real
Man,
good
come on,
hit.
get that hook in your mouth, dude. Come on. But see, that's what he's doing. He's just, and I'm almost tempted to reel down on him, but I think I'm just going to be pulling the bait away from him.
And that would be the risk you'd have to take because you reel down on him and he's nibbling on that.
Yeah,
He can have it in his mouth. You can take it away from him.
that's what I'm afraid of. I'm wanting him to get on there and really start pulling.
Oh, when he starts bending that rod,
Yeah.
a good, let's say 6 to 8 inches down, and it starts bending like that, then I'd start reeling down. But for something
just-
like that, I wouldn't mess with it.
But see, he's pecking at it right now. It's just barely vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
He's still there though. Huh? You got hit on chicken? See, it's the sun's just getting out setting,
Yeah.
and we're starting to get bites.
Uh-huh. But that's a good size. I'd say that'd be almost a decent sized cat. A decent sized blue that's doing that with a water temperature being lethargic.
Yeah.
As cold as it is, I mean.
Yeah, he's still messing with it. But he's just barely moving it.
I would be surprised if it's a bullhead or a channel cat, but I'd almost want to say it's a blue.
I've never caught a bullhead out of here. I've caught a lot of channel cats.
Well, wherever you find a channel cat, you might find bullheads too.
Yeah.
Because you're down there by Warrior Hearts in
Yeah.
that area. And Warrior Hearts was catching bullheads the other day on night crawlers and little pieces of cut bait.
Yeah.
I mean, he's wiping out bullheads. He could use them for flathead candy on the river. The lake that he was catching those bullheads on,
Yeah.
his first lab, I think he caught about 14 bullheads. And that
You know,
was
those guys up at the Potomac, they're using eels a lot.
right.
And to me, when you cut, if you cut a bullhead up, to me it almost has the same texture as an eel.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, because I've tried whole bullheads here before, and I've clipped the fins off of them, and I've got bites, but I've never had a good solid hookup on them.
Well, I found out when you use a whole bullhead from the bank,
Yeah.
you put a hook through the mouth, up through the sinus cavity, and you put one right above the tail after you clip off the fins. Then you put one right, maybe a half inch or a quarter inch from the tail.
There he goes. There he goes.
I see him. And
But see,
you
that's
put
all
him
he's
out
doing.
there live like that, and the stinger hook will normally be what you catch the fish on.
Yeah, because I'll usually get a good hit on them, and they'll bend the rod down like they're on there, and then you try to pick it up, and they'll spit it out, and you'll get, and that bullhead will be all chewed up.
Yeah, because they're eating the tail section. I've learned that trick from fishing the Kaskaskia River.
Yeah, he's pulling pretty hard now. Look,
Uh-huh.
see that?
He's bouncing your rod.
Yeah, I wonder if he's on there and just moving so slow he's not.
He's acting like he's on there,
I'm gonna try to reel down on him next time he does that.
but I found out if you do the stinger hook on him,
Yeah,
you'll hook into him. Because
Let's
what they're
get
trying
that.
to do is remove the bullhead off the hook,
yeah.
the free meal. I've learned that one from using a 11, 7, about 10, 11-inch sucker. Hey, Chunky Cats. Chunky says, fish on.
He keeps pulling like that, and then he'll stop, and then he'll pull again.
Well, if he starts pulling on it like he has been,
Yeah,
on the way down, I'd try cranking on it.
I'm going to in the next round. He might have cleaned me off there because he's been hitting that thing for what, a good 5 minutes.
Well, I don't think he's quite got you yet. I don't think. Because that was a fresh piece of skipjack you put on there.
Yeah, I just put it on. Yeah, it was fresh cut and
That's
everything.
why he's
Blood
hitting it,
coming out of
because
it.
it's all that blood that's
He's
in.
back. He's back. He's back.
Yeah. It's all that fresh blood and scent you put in the water.
Yeah. Now, normally there's a lot of gar in this section of water right here, but typically I've never caught a gar in the wintertime. See, there he goes. Look. See what he's doing?
Yeah, he's nipping it.
That is so irritating that you know that fish is out there and he's not committing to it.
He's going to make a mistake.
I'm hoping.
The longer you leave it out there, the more he's bound to make that mistake.
Well,
Because he'll be
see,
getting close to that hook.
he's back. He's back.
Yep.
There he goes. There he goes. Oh, that's a good thump. Oh,
That's
good thump.
That's almost like acting like a channel cat.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's acting like a channel. Because the blues here don't do that. The blues grab it and they bend it down.
Right.
I mean, they don't play. That's what I love
Yeah.
about blue cats. You know, a lot of guys say that a channel cat fights harder than a blue, and they like that. What I like about a blue is he'll grab it and go. There's no, pussyfooting
Right.
around. They grab it and go. But
Elstan
a channel
says
cat
hello, Danny.
do what?
Elstan says hello.
Oh, okay.
Chunky Cats.
Chunky, hey Chunky. And Jamie's Country Living.
Hello, Jamie's Country Living.
Oh, thanks. Joy shared me out. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate it. I sure hope we catch this fish for y'all. I bet it's going to be about 6 inches long.
Yeah, it'll probably be longer than that.
I don't know, but I'll take it. I just don't know how many times he can pull on that bait before he finally gets it off the hook.
As fresh as that bait is,
There he goes. There he goes.
he's going
There
to
he
be tough
goes.
for him to get it off.
There he goes.
I'm
Did you see
watching.
him?
Yeah,
See, he keeps doing that. I wonder if that's a gar.
it could be.
It's acting like a gar.
A gar, a channel cat, or a turtle.
Yeah. Generally, the gar will do that here. They'll grab it, and when they feel something pulling against them, they'll spit it out. And it's acting like a gar.
Turtles are known for doing that.
Well, there he goes again.
That could be a turtle.
I haven't seen any. I thought they'd all buried up in the mud by now.
Yeah, they do, but they also come out to eat from time to time.
Oh. I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought they buried up the winter and then stayed there until it warmed up again.
Yeah, but they do have to eat. They do come out and eat from time to time.
See, he's still doing it. There went a little bump there.
Happy New Year, Jamie.
David's over there doing a whole lot of reeling in.
I don't know why.
Well, he's throwing worms and they keep pulling the worms off the hook.
No, that's why. He's got bluegills down there on him. Hey, Dan Thompson, how are you doing?
Yeah. If he doesn't hit again in a little while, I'm going to pull it in and check that bait.
Yeah, and put on a fresh piece of bait.
Absolutely. I mean, we got it with us. We might as well use it.
Our buddy's going to be going live in 30 minutes.
Who's that?
Warrior Hearts.
Warriors going live in a few minutes.
That's where this came up on notifications.
Oh, okay. Well, he'll probably catch some channel cat.
He'll catch you the channel catch or the yellow bellies.
Yeah. I haven't seen him catch anything with channel cat so far.
His first live.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, I think it was. He caught was a
No,
mess.
he's back. He's back.
Yeah, I see him. Oh, you
That's driving me crazy.
no shit. Pardon my language. No
I'm
doubt.
like, man, take it already.
No doubt. That drive a man nuts.
I mean, just to sit there and come back every couple minutes and do that. I really think it's a gar.
That's what I'm thinking. It's either a gar or a turtle, but if it's a channel cat, you should have had him by now.
Yeah. I think it's a gar because every time they feel something putting pressure on, they'll let go.
You don't use a Carolina rig, do you?
No, I do. Well, I do. And it depends on where I'm fishing at. If it's not a real nasty bottom, like we've got a lot of mud bottoms and sandbars, I'll use a Carolina rig there. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, now he's pulling it.
If I was you, I'd put a Carolina rig on that rod.
That was the hardest he's hit it yet, right then.
Yeah, but like I was saying, if I was you, I'd put a Carolina rig on that rod.
You think that'd get him better?
Oh, it'd get him better because he wouldn't feel the weight. He'd just pull the line and bend the rod tip
Yeah.
instead of the Kentucky rig you're using.
Well, he keeps coming back for more.
Right? He almost. I think you almost had him.
Yeah, he was pulling hard that time.
You
I was
should've-
almost tempted to reel down on him that time. I'm going to have to try something different here for it's going to get dark on us in a little while.
Oh yeah.
And he starts pulling down like that again. I'm probably going to reel down on him and see if I can't hook up on him.
I think you would have had him when he pulled that one down.
Yeah, that
down
last
the-
one. That last one was the best hit yet.
That last hit, I think, would have been a good one to reel down on him when it was going down.
Yeah, because he had a good solid grip on it for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he had the hook.
But every time he does that, I sit here thinking, is that the time that he got the bait off the hook? And then he'll turn around, he'll do it again. I'm like, no, I still got bait. And then, but he's going to eventually have me sitting here with no bait on the hook.
Oh, you'll know when there's no bait because there won't be no hits afterwards.
Well, he's sure doing long pauses in between the hits. I know that.
Yeah, that last one, he's taking a long pause because I think he bit a piece of metal.
He might have. I'm going to give him a couple more minutes. If he doesn't do it again, I'm going to reel up and check that bait and throw it right back out in the same spot.
I think what he thought was metal was bone, but it poked him.
Well, even without a fish, this is better than some of my fishing trips I've had lately because a lot of them I haven't even gotten a bite.
No, I understand that. I got to go fix a poll question I put in for members on my channel because I didn't word it right. It was just about right. Me just waking up and not getting it fixed, thinking correctly without coffee in me. You know how coffee is, right?
Oh, yeah. 2 cups in the morning is pretty much my limit. After that, I'm bouncing off the walls.
Well, days like today, I would say no, because I'm getting ready to go to work.
Yeah. Yeah, a good hot thermos on the river is sometimes A lifesaver. Now this is the longest he's been without biting back again. So I think I'm gonna pull up and check that bait. Because he hasn't went this long without biting. So we're gonna check it real quick. It feels pretty light. I think he did clean me off. I see a lot of leaves on the sinker. That was a good call. Look at the hook. Hold on.
I see leaves. Oh no.
There's the
Nothing
hook.
there.
It's got a piece of skipjack skin on it.
Yeah.
Yep. All that's left is a piece of skin. So we're going to hurry up and get that back out there and feed him some more. And that is an 8/0 hook.
I
thought
dropped
I had
that
a
down
smaller
to a
hook.
6/0.
Yeah, I thought I had a smaller hook on this one, but it's an 8/0. Well, I could move one of them other poles over here because those two have 6/0 on them. But the truck is a long walk from here.
If you had one with a 6/0, I'd bring that over.
Well, let's swap these out then. And I think this one's hung up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. We find out why he wasn't getting a hook.
Yeah, that one there's hung up. So I'm going to have to stick with the 8, I guess. I can't believe that 20-pound test line is that hard to break.
20-pound test ain't as weak as you think.
Wow, that popped. Yeah, that one was wrapped up in a log. I can't remember what size of hook I got on this one. I think it's a bigger hook too.
Yes, Jacob, I do live in Belleville, Illinois.
We may be stuck just throwing 8/0.
Hey, JD, welcome. Big Slim, welcome.
You only caught picking leaves on here.
Well, apparently it didn't bother the cat.
It didn't bother that one over there. That's still good. I'm going to get it back out there.
How many rods you have with 6/0 on it?
But I've got to get way out there in that channel because that's where, there we go. Because
How
that's
many
where I was getting that bite at.
Right. How many rods do you have with 6/0 on it?
It's going to be both of them now. I had
Hey,
a shade on that
Randy.
rod that just got hung up. But I'm going to run skipjack on these other ones.
I'd be putting some fresh skipjack on them. Hey, Randy, how's Tammy doing?
Hang on, Abbott. What'd you say?
I was asking Randall how Tammy was doing.
Oh.
But
I'm gonna
if I was you, I'd be running 6/0 and fresh skipjack on all of them.
I'm going to put 2 small pieces on there. That way he'll have something to nibble on.
Yeah, I would.
I'm going to just put small pieces on there, but I'm going to put 2 of them on there. And see if
I
he'll
know where
mess
you're
up.
at, Jacob. Hello, Tina. Tina the Ladybug is saying hi.
Hey, Tina. All right, we're just going to take 2 small chunks of skipjack and put them on like that.
Randy, tell her we still love her. Oh, you're gonna torture that cat.
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
Nice
Centerville.
little skipjack nuggets.
Hello,
But
Centerville.
I've got to throw it way out there into that channel.
Oh, I don't got it.
Oh, yeah. Nailed it. I made it almost across the river that time. I'm clear out the other side. I just had to put a whole lot of extra into it. Now let's see if he'll do that again. He's got fresh food and we know he's hungry. He's just not starving. I really figured Rustic would have hooked up on one of them worms by now, because usually in the wintertime, this spot right here, that's your best bet is worms.
Yeah, you'd think they would.
Oh, I've done real good here in the past with worms in the winter. And it's usually, believe it or not, it's the small blues, like the little, 1.5, 2 pounders.
Yeah.
You catch a lot of those on worms right here. There'd be times that we'd be in the middle of winter and we'd decide, we want to have a fish fry. And people say, oh, I wish it was summer where we can have a fish fry. I'm like, not a problem. I'll be right back.
Uh-huh.
And you come over here with a box full of worms and you get a bunch of little 1.5, 2 pound blue cat and bring them back. And man, you can have a really good fish fry off of them.
Well, it looks like the blue cats are biting on those small baits.
Yeah.
But you don't have a rod hook or a small bait on it.
Well, I've got small bait. It's just the hook's really big.
I'm thinking if we could get that 6-aught in.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
I see that.
He's back. I threw it back in the same spot.
Yeah, I was thinking if we could get that 6-aught in without losing the hook.
Well, the one rod that I had that had a 6-aught hook on it, I just broke off.
Oh, no.
Now I got 8-aughts on these last 2 rods I got with me. Because we have to walk. It's probably be 400 yards back to the truck.
That ain't good.
Across the muddy field, and it's not something I'm looking forward to.
Does Danny have any 6-aughts on him?
Oh, David? No, he ain't packing nothing.
Oh, he ain't packing no hooks?
No. No, we weren't planning on being here long, so we just carried basically bait and rods and thought we'll just cut up some bait and throw it out there. And
that's why
Go ahead.
That's why I have a backpack that's made for catfishing. That I have all my hooks and everything in it.
Yeah.
Just throw it on your back and carry your rods and go.
Yeah, I've got a big giant plain old tackle box, that opens up and all the shells come out of it. And I do need to rig up something smaller and more portable.
But see, I got a backpack that holds everything I need for catfishing. I can send you the link I have if you're on Facebook.
Yeah.
If you message me, I can send you the link off Amazon what I got.
Okay.
Because it works really good. Because it has plastic containers where you can put your pinch floats in there, your sinker slides, your swivels, your hooks, everything in it.
Okay.
And just throw it on your back and carry it off, and you won't have to worry about carrying a tackle box. But that is my tackle box.
Well, right now, I'm really wishing I was in Florida fishing on the beach. Not lying.
No, where I was wishing I was at right now was in Creole Land catching those big hogs.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I was down in Louisiana, down where Creole is, with those 11 and 15-foot rods of mine casting out in that current in those drop-offs and holes and hooking in some of them big cats.
Well, all my buddies in Florida right now are hooking up on big redfish.
But I just wish I was fishing right now. But with the way work is going, it ain't going to be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, well, I've had 4 days off, and 2 of them were pouring ice cold rain. There he goes. There he goes. He's back.
Yep.
2 of those days were pouring ice cold rain, and 1 of them is today. So today was the best day I had. Although the day before New Year's is when I caught that 31 pounder though. But I caught him right at the end of the trip. That had to be one of the coolest videos I've made in a while though, because everybody saw the fish except for me. I was walking away and the rod was bending.
Oh, hey, that's where it goes, don't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'd gave up. I was packing up. And I was taking my chair and everything up the bank. And I left the camera sitting there with the rods. And man, all of a sudden that I got my 16-foot black rod that I use. I call it Black Betty. And man, old Black Betty, she laid down. I mean, she went to town. I'm like, oh. And I just happened to turn around. I got up to the truck and turned around, looked back and saw that rod bent over. And I come running down that rock bank.
I got some rod holders you'd like. These are made up in Alton by a guy at a mechanic shop. He makes these rod holders for flag poles.
Yeah.
When the wind's blowing real hard, the spring loaded rod, the spring that holds the flag poles, grips the bottom of the pole and won't let the flag come flying out. It just holds into it in high winds. So he started making them for big cat rod holders, and I use them now. And I've hooked an 83-pound cat with it, and it laid it on the ground and didn't pull the rod out.
Are you serious? So it's
Oh,
like when it bends over, it cinches down on it?
Yeah, it pinches down on the handle, and all it did was let drag come off, line come off the spool and the drag. And all it was did, I mean, they had it laying like this on the ground, bouncing.
And pull and drag. Wow.
Uh-huh. I never lost that 15-foot rod. Boy, but I love those rod holders now. Ever since that's happened.
I don't know of anybody else other than you and me, and I'm probably wrong, but me and you are the only 2 I know that throw those big 13 and 16, 15, 16-foot rods. You know what I mean?
There's not many of us that do.
No, but man, one of my favorite rods is an Akuma. I love the Akuma.
I love my Akumas. I love my cat busters I got from Bass Pro because they don't make them, sell them anymore down here.
Yeah.
But when them 2 cat busters break, I'm going to change them over to Akumas too.
Yep.
But those Akumas heavy actions, you can launch them up. I mean, I don't cast.
Oh yeah.
I launch them. People tell me I need to file an FCC flight plan when I cast that 50-foot rod.
Yeah. See, because I gathered up all my videos and took some of the best parts of them to make a year-end video of all my catfish. And something that I hadn't even noticed until I watched the video myself, but 80% of the fish I caught were on those longer rods that were getting that bait way out there.
Yeah, you getting out there in the channels and the drop-offs.
Right.
What you're doing is you're casting upstream and that sinker and that bait's dropping right down in front of that fish.
Yes. But man, I can sling those things out there. People go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you can throw that far." I'm like, it's the rod. I'm telling you.
You're not throwing, you're not casting. You got to get it right. You're launching them damn things.
You're launching it. Yeah.
Because if you ever watch that sinker after you cast or launch it, it's not going low. It's going way up.
Oh yeah.
Way up and way out.
But see, I developed that technique for myself I figured that technique out was surf casting down in Florida. There was an older guy down there on the beach, and he was showing me different techniques to cast those longer rods. And man, he almost doubled my casting distance with some of the tricks he showed me.
Well, see, I just learned. I leave at least a 1.5 foot, 2 foot hanging off the rod. And
yeah.
when I go to launch it, it's going right through there. But around between 10 and 11, when that rod's fully loaded, I
Yeah.
let go of it, and by the time it hits 12, that sinker and that bait's way gone.
Yeah. That sinker's moving at light speed because you put all the force of that rod, you throwing or you slinging it, and then that rod loads up, and it's almost like spring action. It launches it.
One bright sunny day, I had 3 sinkers painted bright silver. I had a 4, a 5, and an 8 ounce. And I wanted to see how far they'd go because I knew the sun would reflect off that silver real bright.
Right.
Boy, one went to the middle of the river, one went to the other side of the channel right there on the drop off, and the 18-foot was 3 feet from the bank.
Wow.
The other bank. On the Kaskaskia River. I'm like, okay. The 18-foot don't need to be launched as hard on the Kaskaskia. Real and virtual wants to know any luck today.
No, we've been getting some good bites, but no fish. Yeah, we've been getting hit, but they're just not taking it down.
Oh, I understand that. That's why I'm thinking a 6-aught circle hook on all those rods in that creek right now would be good.
Well, when I fished that tournament Saturday night, this is probably where I'm going to come, and I'm going to downsize everything.
I do 6-aughts with a Carolina rig.
Okay. Well, we're allowed 3 rods, so I'm going to rig 2 of them up like that. I'll do 2 6-aughts with a Carolina rig and 1 rod just with a 3-way rig and see what happens.
Because I almost guarantee you that if you had a 6-aught Carolina rig on that rod that's getting hit right now, you'd have probably had him by now.
Yeah, because, I mean, you saw him. He was lighting it up.
No, he was lighting it up all right. But a 6-aught with a Carolina rig, I'm sure he'd have tore that up.
Well, that's really the point of us going out today fishing, is because I'm not going to get a chance to come back out until that tournament Saturday. So I had to get a game plan. So now we've got a game plan.
No.
We know to come here, and we're going to downsize the hook and go with a Carolina rig.
Question is, how often do you change baits on your rods if you're not getting hit?
In the wintertime, not very often. In the summer, if I get hit and he doesn't hit again within 5 minutes, I reel it up and change the bait. But in the wintertime, with the water being cold, I'll let them sit a little longer.
I would say at least 20 to 30 minutes before you change baits in the wintertime.
Okay.
Because that second rod over, it's been out there the longest and no hits.
Yeah.
And
It's got a giant, I've got a gut pocket off of a shad, and I use that magic thread, and I wrap that gut pocket up so the guts stay in there. And it generally lasts a long time and does pretty good.
Hello, 3Vs. Hello, Candy Whiskers.
Yeah, hey, y'all. And J-Dog. Well, that's going to be my plan for Saturday night. I'm going to come to this spot here.
J-Dog, we're trying to get a drill in his head, but he ain't listening.
I've still got vision.
J-Dog said he told you this hours ago, and he doesn't listen.
Yeah, but I'm fishing. I'm fishing for big catfish, but I'm in an area where it's nothing but little ones. So it's just hard for me to give up on those big ones.
But see, even on a 6-aught circle hook, you can land a 30 to 50 to 60 pound cat with them.
Well, J-Dog said he landed his 70 pounder on a 6-aught.
Yeah, you can. You can catch any size cat on a 6-aught circle hook.
Well, I've caught plenty of 30s, but on a 6-aught.
The 83 I caught 2 years before I started doing YouTube was on a 6-aught.
Wow.
And that was an offset offset triple threat circle hook. It is
Well, I think that one finally got his fill of it because he hasn't come back.
Yeah, he got that feel of that hook. That big hook, he didn't want no more of that.
Yeah. Well, I threw it back out there, after I rebaited, and he hit it one time. That's it.
Yeah, he came up because it had a smaller bait. Smaller baits are good.
Do what?
Smaller baits are good with a right size hook.
Yeah, right now I got smaller baits with huge hooks.
Uh-huh.
And it's not working for me too good.
No, for 8-aught hook that you have, I'd use a bait the size of about 3 or 4 fingers.
Okay.
I guarantee you put a bait in there about like 4 fingers like that.
Yeah.
He's going to come back and start biting on it. But on the 6-aught, that little bait would be perfect.
Well, we've got about 10 more minutes of light before we're going to be reeling up anyway. But we have established a game plan for Saturday night. If the river's still nasty the way it is now, then I'm going to fish here at this spot, and I'm going to downsize everything.
I would go 6-aughts all the way for that tournament because you can catch anything from a 10-pound cat to an 80-pound cat.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and have everything rigged up for that before Saturday. Then we'll just have it ready to go.
Because you can't go wrong with a 6 or 7-aught hook. But the 6 is the lowest I'd go, and it'd be perfect for any size cat you want.
Now, I'm honestly really starting to believe this is gar now, because I just had a gar come up. I guarantee you he was ever been 5 feet long, and his back was sticking out of the water and his tail was flipping. So
yep.
I'm thinking this is gar.
I'm thinking this too.
I think it's gar. That's why they're doing that.
Hello, Mr. Dale.
I'm pretty sure it's gar.
Dale Hayslip just came in.
Hey, Dale. Well, we got about 10 minutes left, and we're going to have to get out of here because it's going to get too dark.
I fish a river similar to that, but it has the lock and dam on it.
Yeah.
And it has about the same amount of current as what you got. This time of year, I'd go with 6 or 7-aught hooks. And I'll catch any kind of cats I want out of there. My 47-pound flathead was on a 6-aught offset triple threat hook. So, and I love the Kaskaskia for cats because that's just a breeding ground.
Well, I rarely fish this little creek because, I love the Mississippi River. I love being on that big river.
Oh, so do I, but
and the only time I really come up in here is when the river is just unfishable.
Yeah, but up here where I'm at, when you go into the river, you got barges and everything blocking off all these bank access spots.
Oh, yeah.
So I go down to Kaskaskia where there's no barges, but you got a lot of idiots in boats.
Oh, we've got miles and miles of bank line here open to us. No problem.
Yeah, but that's down there by the Ohio River. I don't know how that far that is from me.
Yeah. The Ohio dumps into Mississippi is not far from us at all.
You're 2 hours south of me.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much more farther south of Ohio is. I'd say almost 3.5, 4 hour drive.
I'm gonna have to stand up for a minute. My legs are going I've been sitting on my legs and I got no feeling in them. I'm gonna bring my chair over here.
Hey, I changed that bait on that other catfish rod that's in the camera.
On the one I just threw out? Or the other one?
The one next to it. The one to your left.
Okay, the one furthest from me?
Right.
Yeah, let me change that out real quick.
I love that sunset you got there. How you doing, Dale Hayslip?
I got that one out there.
I'm sure you did. Is that a 7-foot rod?
Do what?
Was that a 7-foot rod?
That one is actually the shortest rod I got. It's a 6'6".
And you got that thing out there in the current?
Got it out there.
Yeah. The question is, how hard did you have to swing it?
You got a whale on it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I hate about those small rods. You have to wail on them real hard.
Yeah. And
With a 4
usually
or 5 ounce weight and a big bait, and you got to.
that's the one that usually gets my finger with the when the string burn.
Oh, you got the bait caster.
No, it's a spinning rod, but you got to hold it with your finger.
Right.
And when you swing it real hard like that, that line flips your finger real hard, and it.
Oh yeah, that's one I don't like.
Well, I've got mono on that one, so it doesn't get me. But if I'm using braid and do that, I've had braid slice my finger open.
I've had Mono do that to me
Oh,
several
he's
times.
back. He's back. He's back.
Yep.
But he's doing this. I think that's a gar. I honestly believe that's a gar.
I think it is too.
It's got to be. Because gar do not like any resistance.
No.
If they feel something pulling against them, they'll spit it out. Yep. He's just barely tugging it now. Yeah, I'm pretty much convinced that's a gar.
You gave me an idea for a guard tournament.
Oh, I can tear that up. Yeah, I could do a Carolina rig on a gar tournament, and man, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but see, I'd throw a kicker in it too.
And what would that be?
You could either use live baits with hooks, or you can use a neoprene rope without a hook. And if
I've seen people do that.
If you use a neoprene rope without a hook and you catch more gar that way, you get more points.
Yeah, I was excited. Did they get bonus points for that?
Yeah, I'd say you'd get bonus points for that one. The neoprene rope without the hook.
Down on the Gulf Coast, they go out there and fishing for those needlefish. That's what they do. It's basically like it almost looks like just a ball of cotton twine, and it's all balled up on the end of a line. There's no hook, and then we'll drag that across the surf, and those needlefish will grab it and get hung up in that every time.
But see, the gar like it because it'll look like a fish and it's all fluffed out, and they'll attack it. And if you let it sit there in front of them long enough, their teeth will get tangled up in it, and you can just bring them in.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the bonus points. You can try it off a Carolina rig or a Kentucky rig or three-ray rig or lance rig, but if you catch it a gar on the neoprene rope, that would get bonus points. That's what I'm thinking for a gar tournament.
Yeah. Well, there's some big old gar in this creek right here.
Oh yeah.
I've seen 5-footers come out of here, on a regular basis.
But that would be a CPR tournament. catch, photo, and release the garters because those garters help fight.
Oh
help
yeah.
fight with the Asian carp and the big head carp.
Well, the conservation department is going through. Not far from here, they released a whole bunch of alligator gar, but they were only like 2 to 3 feet long,
Trust me.
and they
There's-
released like a couple hundred of them.
Yeah, there's a reason why they release them at 2-3 foot long is those things will eat baby gar. I mean, baby big head carp and silver carp babies by the dozens. They're good. They're good at eating them up.
Now, here's a question I got for you. You know, the invasive carp, the big head carp and the silverhead carp, they're pretty much taking over the river.
Right.
Do you think that the native species over time are going to adapt and maybe start getting bigger to eat those fish, or what?
Which is the regular carp, buffalo. There's a sucker carp that feeds off the bottom.
Right.
The big head carp and the silver carp eat the plankton
Right.
that the shad are contending to eat with. So if anything, it's the shad that's going to lose out in time. But the big head carp, the buffalo and the other carp that are native, they'll have to contend with them as well.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
But you know, nature always has a way of adapting over time. And I just wonder how these other fish are going to adapt to those carp, or if the other carp are going to just wipe them out.
Well, the big head carp and the silver carp could end up wiping them out because they get really big real quick.
Yeah.
Another fish that they might wipe out is a paddlefish.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're filter feeders.
Right, they're filter feeders just like the shad. They eat the plankton as well as the big head and silver carp do as well. But when the shad gets bigger, they'll start eating the small minnows. The bigger the shad gets, they'll start eating minnows.
Hmm.
The shad are real small, like a fry fork size. They eat a lot of the plankton.
But you know, I fished this river for going on 45 years. And in my 45 years, I've only caught one paddlefish out of this river. And I was actually snagging for carp when I snagged it. Do what?
I found out the paddlefish, they need a lot more current.
Yeah. I've caught one in my lifetime. And it wasn't very big. It was only like 2.5 feet long.
Right. For as long as I've had these shad in my live well in my bedroom, they've been in here since the 25th of September. And I've been crushing up some pond big game fish, trophy fish food that I bought.
Yeah.
Grinding it up into a powder. And they've been eating it like it's crazy.
Really? You know, that's something I've never had luck keeping alive with shad.
I have them in a 250-gallon fish tank that's square. And everybody I've seen that had live wells for them had rounded cornered live wells. And they said that's what you need for shad.
That's probably what I'm doing wrong.
I know. Hey, my aquarium is not rounded; it's square. It's a rectangular live well.
I've never been able to keep them alive.
I've got them alive in the 250-gallon aquarium, and they're still doing good. And they've gotten bigger. I put bluegills in there about like that. I put bluegills in my live well about like that in September.
Yeah.
And now they're not like that.
Oh, I've got a live well in the backyard with aerated and a pump, and I've got hundreds of bluegill in it. But I cannot keep those shad alive.
Oh, I've got bluegills and shad and a 3-inch channel cat in there alive all together in one tank. And they're just, when I feed them, they go into a feeding frenzy. But when the shad stay on their side of the tank, bluegill stay on their side of the tank, and the catfish goes wherever he wants. Down these tackles that asking any luck yet?
No, a lot of bites, no fish. I think we're in just a big school of gar.
I think you are.
Well, see, that kind of puts the kibosh on my plan of fishing here for the tournament then, because coming here in a school of gar is not going to do me any good.
Well, see, you may have a school of gar here now.
Yeah.
But Saturday could be a whole lot different.
Well, I'm going to be rolling the dice on it.
But see, how much of a creek do you got before you hit the Mississippi?
Right now about 300 yards.
So if you start there Friday night and you're in gar, you can always move down 100 yards.
Well, it's
50 yards or so.
for me, I can't get from any further than I am now because it's swamp and the water's about waist deep up in the trees, and there's no way to get down there and get on a solid bank.
Well, if you bring your 16-foot rod,
just throw down there.
Yeah, you can throw down there. You forget about that. The longer rods, you can get the distance. If you bring your long rods.
I have to check the trees around me, make sure I got clearance to throw those rods.
Fishing with Big Mike is asking, do you have access to a creek mouth?
Access to a what?
To
a creek mouth?
Creek.
Yeah, we have to go to a parking lot over here by the boat ramp, and then I've got a cart that I use it on the beach when I'm down in Florida. But we load that cart up, and you have to walk down the bank, probably 400 yards, and you can get right to the creek mouth where it dumps right into the Mississippi.
Do you have signal down there?
Yes, me and David Rogers did a video there. I think last week. I was on the Mississippi River. David Rogers. That's where we were. Was at that creek mouth.
Hello, Chucky Morgan. Hello, Annette.
But they weren't biting good. They weren't biting very good at all there that day.
Yeah, but it's a roll of the dice every day you come out. So
yeah, and we fished there.
You have to try.
Well, right now I think the catfish on the Mississippi River. I think they're going back to a night bite.
Hello, Buck Williams. You should be getting your package in the mail sometime this week. Buck.
Ooh, David got that one out there.
Huh?
That was a good cast.
Oh, for Rustic?
Yeah. Yeah, he just flung that rod halfway across the ditch.
Hey, Buck, do me a favor. When you get that package, do an unboxing video, please. I want to see that. Hey, Bugman. Yeah, I sent out the 3-rod and reel combos and the box of tackle for the giveaway. So
cool.
Yeah, I'm not shipping out any more rods anymore.
Who all was coming on live tonight that had scheduled? I know. I think Backwoods has got a scheduled show. Who else?
Catfish Weekly. You got Catfish and Crappie. You got Backwoods.
What time are they all coming on?
You got Catfish Weekly coming up in. Give me a minute, I'll tell you. You'll be alive in 102 minutes.
Okay. Well, we're definitely going to get. We got very little light left here, but I told David I want to make sure that we got off here before everybody that's already scheduled. I don't want to be going on the same time as them.
Catfish and Crappie will be alive in 2 hours.
Okay. Well, we'll be done long before any of those guys are on then.
And you got 41 minutes and 36 seconds before Backwoods Mindset goes live.
Okay. Well, we'll be out of here by then. We're going to be out of here. We're going to be out of here very shortly because we're losing light fast.
Right.
And if it gets too dark, we can't make it through the woods to get back to the truck because we don't have any lights with us.
You wonder how I know that, right?
You know how dark it's getting.
Oh yeah, but see,
I have very little light left.
I got a computer behind the laptop with
But
4 tabs open, and 3
but
of
you
them
want to
have.
talk about a beautiful scenery? Look at that.
I love the sunset.
Yeah, that's where the creek is dumping into the Mississippi River down there.
Boy, I'd love to be down there where that creek mouth dumps in there.
Oh yeah, it's a long walk. But yeah, it's the orange glow down there right now, where that creek mouth is dumping right into the river.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah,
But I'm
but
so
they
far
have
out of state
completely.
right now, it'd take me a couple hours to get down there.
Well, we can drive back around on the road, and there's a boat ramp, like I said, and you can park there on the parking lot, and then you got to carry stuff maybe 250, 300 yards down the bank to get to it.
I need
But
a wagon.
but me and David, me and Rustic went down there last weekend, and we got a few bites, but we fished all day. But we got a few bites, but didn't hook up on anything. So
I
I'm
I'd
thinking
almost,
they're biting at night.
I'd almost think right about now down there at that creek mouth
Yeah,
is when you'd probably get some good bites.
yeah, because this creek that we're fishing right now, this is normally where we catch our skipjack and shad at.
Oh, so if you had a cast net, you'd probably be catching bait left and right.
Oh yeah, well there's a little spillway dam about 100 yards upstream from us, and right there where the water's coming out of it, that's where we catch all the skipjack.
I'll bet you'd get some shad up there too.
Oh yeah, I'll throw a cast net and get dozens of shad.
Joey said
Here lately though, they've all been like 3-4 inch long shad though.
that's all right.
But you throw the net and you'll get, I mean, you pull it up and you'll get anywhere from 12 of them to 3 dozen of them in one throw.
Joey said that sunset you showed was beautiful.
Yeah, I know, I love it here. My wife tells me that I live on this river more than I live at home now. She's told me she did the math on it one time, and I spent more time at the river than I did at home.
I think that's where I'm lucky to be single.
Well, she don't mind. She encourages my fishing.
Yeah. Does she ever come with you?
She used to. She used to come with me all the time. Matter of fact, I'll tell you something about her in here a little bit. But since she's got grandkids around the house now, that's all she thinks about. That's her world.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to come between her and those grandkids.
Oh, I understand that. I don't blame her on that.
But the first time we got married, and right after we got married, I brought her over to Mississippi River fishing. It's the first time she'd ever been to Mississippi River. It's the first time she'd ever really fished. And we came over here, and it was on August 29th, 7 years ago. And she threw a rod out and stuck it in the rod holder. And it was kind of cold that night. So we went back up to, we had a campfire built, and we had a tent set up. And we sat up there at the campfire, warmed up. We walked back down to the river, and her rod was gone. And so I started casting out, just kind of throwing out. And I bet I threw out at least 12 or 13 times. And finally I pulled up and I had fishing line. And I started pulling, and the rod come up out of the water. And I handed it to her, and she started reeling up. And all of a sudden the rod bent down. And she fought that fish and pulled it there, and she started screaming when it came up because it was a 35-pound albino blue cat. And I'll send you pictures of that. I've got pictures of that. Her very first time, on her first cast, on her first trip to the Mississippi River, first time catfishing, and she caught a 35-pound albino blue cat. I told her she couldn't go with me anymore after that.
Ronnie Ward said, I made it home, Danny. Thanks for having me over there.
Okay, Ronnie. Me and Ronnie's going to do a lot of fishing together this summer, so you guys will get to see a lot of him. When it warms up, I'm going to have Ronnie with me a lot.
Just remember, in May, I'm going to be holding a meet and greet at Ren Lake.
Oh, yeah. In May?
Yeah, in May. I think it'd be the third week in May.
Yeah. Well, I'm going up to fish with Jerry Parker on the
Mendota.
22nd of this month.
Oh yeah, up there, Baldwin.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going up to meet Jerry Parker on January 22nd. We're going to fish together.
Hey, he's a good dude.
Yeah, I like Jerry. He's cool.
I met him, but he loves my big rods.
Well, I was debating on whether if I needed to take mine up there or not,
I would.
because he's wanting to fish that lake, and I didn't know if I needed to go with smaller rods there or what.
No, Baldwin Lake is a big lake.
Is it?
Yes,
I've never been there.
it is a very, very big lake. I use my big rods in that lake when I go there,
Yeah.
and I tell you what, I hooked into some big booze out of that lake.
Really? Well, I watched a video of him catching. He was fishing by some warm water discharge or something, I think.
Yeah, I know.
And he had like 4 or 5 rods out, and at any given time there was times there when he'd have at least 2 of them bent over.
But see, you can get away with using a 6-aught circle hook in that lake and catch some big cats.
Really? I know. I watched the video. He put a video out. It's just maybe a couple weeks ago, if it was even that long ago. He was up there, and man, he was wearing them out. I mean, it was back-to-back action. He was just constantly reeling in the fish.
Oh yeah, you can catch them you can catch some good eater-sized cats out of there, but you can also catch some monster cats out of that lake.
Really? Well, I'll find out in January or at the 22nd.
And there's also been known to be having some flatheads in that lake. And
Evan, I really wish you was going to CatCon, man. I was, when I found out you weren't going to CatCon, man, that just disappointed me. I was really looking forward to meeting you.
Right now, I have work interfering and some my niece and my other medical conditions with my family I have to take care of too.
Oh, I understand. I'm just saying it'd be great if you could have made it. That would have made my day.
Oh, trust me, I've been wanting to go.
Yeah.
It just things come up and I have to take care of them.
Absolutely. I
Or be
understand
ready for 'em.
completely. I understand.
When it comes to family, I want to be around in case something goes wrong.
I hear you.
But
Well,
I want to go to CatCon in Kentucky.
yeah.
This be the second year I wasn't able to go.
We'll get you there one of these days.
One of these days. Now,
That's my biggest.
next weekend, the 7th through the 9th, they're having a Take Me Fishing program up in Centerville, Collinsville, Illinois, at the Collinsville Convention Center. It's for all anglers.
Really?
From bluegill fishing all the way up to cat fishing, crappie fishing, bass fishing, striper fishing, muskie fishing, everything.
Wow.
It's a 3-day event.
Yeah, my wife she was kind of she didn't understand it. She was going like, I don't understand. She goes, I've checked your budget. And by the time you pay for fuel getting there, you pay, I've already bought my hotel rooms and everything. She goes, you're not going to have any money to spend. So she goes, I understand why you're so excited about going to CatCon. I said, I'm not going to, I'm not worried about buying stuff. I'm going up there to meet people.
Right.
I said, that's my biggest thing is go up there and seeing everybody.
Right. It's not about buying tackle.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
getting there and meeting all the YouTubers that you've
Right.
been having there and hosting and everything, and getting there to hang out and have fun.
See, I let her retire early. She retired 5 years ago, and she was just she wasn't even 50 years old yet when I let her retire, because I told her I make enough money you don't have to work anymore. But her whole job is I bring the money home, and she completely handles the budget. And we take at least 2 trips a year to Florida, plus 6 or 7 or 8 camping trips to different places where we pull our RV. And she has that budgeted out to the penny for the entire year. She does the math on it and knows what I can spend here and there. And she told me, said my budget for CatCon was basically gas to get there in the hotel room.
Well, hey, you need the entrance fee to get into CatCon.
Do what?
You need the entrance fee to get into CatCon for 2 days.
I've already bought my tickets.
Oh, okay.
I've paid for the tickets. I've paid for the hotel room. And she's allotted me so much money for gas to get there and get home. No. You ready to pull out? All right. David's telling me, Rustic's telling me it's time to go.
Poor
He's already
Rusty.
He's reeled his rods up. He's got them all rolled up, and he's ready to get out of here.
All right. Well, it's getting hard to see you right now, too. So.
Yeah, because we're going to barely have enough light to get out of here, so we're fixing to have to start running.
All right.
But,
well, I'll talk to you later, and you guys be safe.
Yeah, I want to tell everybody bye. Thank you for hanging out with us. Sorry that we didn't catch a fish, but you know what? It's not always about catching fish when you're watching me. Sometimes it's just about hanging out with people and getting to, hang out with everybody.
Right. It's why they call it fishing. You're not catching.
Exactly. Look at it. Now he's starting to bite again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hey, that's my thing. When I roll up the chairs and stuff and start carrying stuff to the truck, that's when he's
the
going
last thing to go.
That's when he's going to hit it.
Uh-huh.
But we're going to go ahead and close the stream out and get out of here. I want to thank everybody for coming by. And everybody make sure you go check out Backwoods Mindset and all those guys. We got to get home because I want to watch them too. I've got just enough time to get home, and I'll get there just in time to watch Backwoods.
Yeah. Down East Tackle, if you comment on one of my videos, I can look up your channel and hooks at you.
Yeah, Down East, I'll email you when I get home.
Because I'm curious to see what he has for tackle.
Yeah, no doubt. But Down East, I will definitely email you when I get home. But we're fixing to roll it up and get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for showing up and hanging out with us. Go watch some of these other cool channels and check them out, because we're going to be there too. We'll hang out and chat, and we'll holler at y'all in a little while. Evan, thanks for coming up and helping us out.
You're welcome.
All right, brother. We'll catch y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Take care and be safe.
All right.